Now, the dude who I think is going to walk away with it on just pure numbers, and it's probably because of the conference that he's playing in, is the quarterback called Will Greer out of West Virginia University. He's a senior. He has the arm. He's 6'2". He's mobile. He can get it in. This dude is a fool out there, man. Today he had against Tennessee. He's 14 for 22, 251 yards, 63.9% completion percentage. He got sacked once. But his longest touchdown is 59 yards. He got 3 touchdowns. This kid is a monster. And look, this dude did this in a 27-0 blowout of Tennessee. He was responsible for all but one of the touchdowns. And they got a solid running game. So trust and believe. This dude, Will Greer, is the real MFing deal. Now, I'm gonna turn the page before I get into my last 4 players in my Supreme Court. We're gonna do a little football, man. And when we do a little, basketball. When we do a little basketball, of course, you're gonna be talking about Kevin Durant, or you're gonna be talking about LeBron James. Now, when you're talking about LeBron James and Kevin Durant, it's always a controversy. The latest controversy with Kevin Durant and LeBron James is the homie Walt Clyde Frazier, one of the most respected people in NBA history. He was a super defensive guard. And for those who don't know who Walt Clyde Frazier is, he just happens to be the dude. Get this, he the dude who, when he was remember that night, they always show you the preview, the highlights of Willis Reed coming up, hitting the jumper and winning. Walt Clyde Frazier just happened to be scoring 37 that night and having like 19 assists. So that's who Walt Clyde Frazier is. He's a man amongst boys, but he made a statement. He made this statement, a very inflammatory statement, which is Kevin Durant will never be able to get the true respect he deserves because he did what others didn't do, and he went and joined a team that was already winning. So while he could have potentially passed LeBron James by now, he never will be considered in front of LeBron James simply because he'll never be considered to be in front of LeBron James because he joined a team that was already killing. I disagree with that, man. I totally disagree with that. Simply because Kevin Durant led that team. Kevin Durant took the team over. Kevin Durant put his footprint on that team. If Kevin Durant was a dude who was just along for the ride, I could see what Walt Clyde Frazier means by that. But I don't see it. I'm sorry, Walt. It is a situation to where this is a dude who is kicking ass and taking names. If he wasn't on that team putting up those same numbers, trust me, he would still be doing the damn thing, man. I'm sorry, Walt. You're a respected guy, and I get your point of view. But at some point, we are going to have to leave that old school way of thinking alone. And when you say, "Hey, man, you gotta struggle and lose before you win," and all, no, you don't. No, you don't. Sometimes you go to a gas station and hit the lotto. Sometimes you walk down the street, win $50, and invest that $50 and turn it to $1 million. Sometimes you just get lucky, and this ain't luck. This is a situation to whereas this is a dude who saw, for whatever reason, it's not going to work for me in Oklahoma City. So he put himself in the best possible situation. See, Walt, what you're not, in my opinion, Walt Frazier and those who think like him are not looking at is this. People like Oscar Robertson and others who fought to create free agency, this is exactly what they were fighting for. So you won't be pigeonholed into a situation, and then all you have to do is pout about it. Look at it this way, man. The Golden State Warriors, you got Draymond Green, one of the best utility men in the whole league. You got Klay Thompson's one of the best 3 and D players in the whole league, and you have Steph Curry, one of the best offensive players in the entire league. Now they won the team, they won an NBA championship, and they came back and they lost to LeBron. When you're looking at that, back in the day, those guys, the owners of those teams had the ability to say, "Hey, man, you're not going anywhere. and you're gonna be here until I get rid of you. And that was your entire career. But now, and then they can go your contract up. Well, we only gonna give you $15,000 raise. You only gonna give you a $200,000 raise. You only gonna be making this much money. So you stuck in a situation that's bad, like Oscar Robertson, like Nate Archibald, like a bunch of people throughout NBA history, and you never win because either the team isn't trying to win. And I continue to argue there's a lot of these teams that are not trying to win. Either the team is just happy collecting a paycheck from the league, or B, they just don't know what they're doing, and now you suffer and your career suffers. So with that being said, free agent comes about and allows you to put yourself in the best possible situation for you and only you. So how are you less than great because you took advantage of the rules? If Kevin Durant would have circumvented the system and cheated somebody, then hey, Kevin Durant, you garbage, man. You garbage. You shouldn't have done that. That's not how you should have did this, man. But Kevin Durant followed the rules. He played his contract out. In his opinion, the team wasn't going to go in the direction he needed them to go into to be as successful as he wanted them to be. So what happened? He said, I'm out. I don't understand why your reputation, your will to win, and all that is in jeopardy because I didn't do it the way you want to do. Look, you sat around and couldn't. I can, and I did. It's like it's a Wu-Tang line that said, you do what you can, and I do what I want to. And that's what Kevin Durant has done over these last few years. You did what you could, and I'm doing what I want to. And that's not Kevin Durant's fault. People fought for it, people argued for it, people collectively bargained for it. So for you to be mad at Kevin Durant because he's exercising his rights, you're wrong, Walt. Because, look, what if I understand the ultimate goal is to win an NBA championship. Everybody out there is trying to win a national basketball championship. We all are. That's why you lift all the weights. That's why you can take them 10,000, 11,000, 12,000 shots over the summer. You shoot 1,000 shots a day, 500 shots a day. You're doing all these sit-ups and crazy diets and plyometrics and all that. That's why you're doing that, to win the NBA championship. But why do I have to struggle and kick and scream, go out kicking and screaming to win the championship? You shouldn't have to. Because you know what? There's nobody that can hear this podcast. There's nobody on the face of the earth that can find themselves in a situation to whereas they are not going to do what's best for them, even in the name of competition. We really have to remove that line of thinking from our point of view. I'm sorry, I just can't do it, y'all. You looking at a situation to whereas I'm putting myself in the best possible position, but I'm weak, I'm less than, I'm this, I'm that. No, I'm not. I'm smarter than you. And that's just, that's just what it all boils down to. I am smarter than you. I'm sorry, y'all. That's what it is. These guys are smarter than those old school guys. You guys allowed yourselves to be pimped. And at the time, you had no choice. So you were forced to live in that, you were forced to view life through that shallow prison. And no one's mad at you. No one's saying you're wrong. But don't say I'm wrong because I choose to view things through a different prism. And with that prism allows me the right to put myself in a situation for success. Success does not have to come at the hand of struggle at all times. I'm sorry. Hard work. Persevere. You do have to persevere. And I get where people come from when they say he took the weak way out here if he wouldn't have went with the team that beat him. I get that. That's a tough pill to swallow. You go to a team that you couldn't get in front of. Hey people, I get it. You can call it a punk move. You can say he's soft and all that. You can call him all those names. But at the end of the day, he was doing what's best for Kevin Durant. He ain't doing what's best for you as the fan. He's doing what's best for him. Just like you would do what's best for you, we have to get used to and start celebrating people who do what's best for them, like myself, like other people who are on the podcast network and other people who are doing things in other realms to satisfy their needs. Why, again, I've been asking this question for 3 years. Why we live in a world where working people are taking management positions? And again, let me say it again. You are part of the workforce and you are taking the position and the point of view of management. The dudes who own these teams are richer than anybody who rooting for them. More than most of the people who are rooting for these teams. But you say, and you can't, most of us don't have an issue with our supervisor or manager or director or whatever it is. Most of us have issues with the dude who call the shots. But you turn around and you see your favorite athlete, your favorite movie star, your favorite whatever, and they don't, and they have issues with nobody. So, what's up with that, man? I don't get it. You gonna side with the people that you wouldn't even side with. What's up with that? That's all I'm asking. And with that being said, I'm gonna hit the second to the last topic of the day, which is coaching versus culture. And in a lot of times, this coaching versus culture, it runs side by side. Coaching versus culture. First and foremost, coaching is a group of people should be it is a group of people. You move in a group of people in one direction. You are developing people. You're a teacher. But when you have a culture is a way of doing things so you can create success, and the success will be repeated, or create a uplifting, so that it is into perpetuity. Hopefully, it will be into perpetuity. The reason I'm bringing this up is I've been harping all summer about there are lazy coaches in professional sports, namely football and basketball. See, we keep looking at these people in the NBA, NFL, and other outlets saying, no, this dude ain't this and this dude ain't that. But see, when you're coaching, you believe I can teach you to do it with my way and you'll be successful. When you have a culture, you know this guy right here is not very good at this, but he's not very good at A, but he's excellent at C, D, and E. I'm only going to ask him to do C, D, and E, and I'm going to make sure he can do C, D, and E flawlessly. That's culture. That's why the Boston Celtics were good. Bill Russell, we need you to score 50 points every night. The Boston Celtics would have won no championships in a row. But Bill Russell was a leader. Bill Russell was a supreme rebounder. Bill Russell was a defender. Bill Russell was a heady ball player. He was the anchor. And that's what Red Auerbach asked him to do. On the other hand, you got people like I can't think of his name. He used to coach the Bulls. Well, he did a piss poor, miserable job at coaching the Bulls simply because he was trying to get Marcus Fires and those guys to buy in Tim something or other. He was trying to get Marcus Fires and those guys to fall into his way of thinking. Pat Riley does that a lot, and it drains people. You have to have a supreme alpha personality to deal with Pat Riley. While Pat Riley does create a culture, he is more coaching, because I don't want you to do what you're good at. I want you to fit into this machine. But when you have Magic Johnson at the top of your snake, and you have Dwayne Wade and Shaq at the top of your snake, and Alonzo Mourning, it's easier to get people to fall in line. But when you're coaching, that's all you know. But when you have a culture, you put these same guys. Tim Floyd, thank you very much. Thanks, dog. Much love. When you're coaching, you keep trying to fit round pegs into square holes, and that leads to a lack of success via Tim Floyd, Bill Cartwright. What's the dude, like all those Phil Jackson disciples and things of that nature. I'm one of the people who don't think Phil Jackson is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I just don't. I think Phil Jackson is an excellent communicator.